everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. On today's episode of Saving Hearts, I have a very special guest and she's going to do something very special on the channel. Special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, it's Paris.
It's Paris. I know a lot of you have seen Paris before. She's been on the channel several times. If somebody's on with me, it's either going to be Paris or Joe. Today, it's Paris. But Paris is here for a very special occasion. Paris, would you like to explain why you are here on today's episode?
I am here to attempt to be the first ever person in the world to earn the prestigious PhD in NPD.
That's right, everybody. Paris is here for a world's first. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, I'm sure you've heard Joe mention that many of us have earned the fictional, at the time, PhD in NPD. Paris is here to actually, live in person, take this test here to attempt to be the very first person in the world, who has earned the prestigious PhD in NPD. Paris, thoughts?
I'm a bit anxious, I'm gonna be honest, because I mean that's a big pressure on me, but I'm gonna go into it with a confident attitude. I'm gonna say I've got this, but I'm secretly a little nervous.
No, Paris, this is a very difficult test. Remember, there is no one in this entire world who has achieved this level of knowledge of NPD. Now, this would require years of study, intensive labor. Do you feel that you have what it really takes to pass this prestigious test and lead the way? What do you think?
I'm gonna say I do. I do have my entire life has been a living example studying that for this exam, for this moment. I've been preparing 19 years for this.
Wow. When you say it like that, that's very impressive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, everyone. I'm a survivor. I'm ready to get my PhD.
All right. Should we get right into it?
Let's do it.
So for those of you who would like to play along at home and determine, could I too receive my prestigious PhD in NPD? Let's see what you would do. There's going to be 10 questions. Paris and you, if you're playing along at home, can only get one wrong. If you get one wrong or none wrong, you will achieve the special dream of achieving the PhD in NPD. If you get more than one wrong, you will not achieve the dream of achieving the PhD in NPD. Is that clear?
That is, that would be, I could be the first to get it. I could also be the first to fail. That would be very awkward.
That would be awkward because you do down in history where you'd just be forgotten, you'd be laughed at or forgotten. How does that make you feel?
Well, you know what, that makes me feel a little more nervous than I did, not gonna lie.
Well, should we get it over with and see how you do? I have full faith and confidence that my daughter will be the very first recipient of achieving the dream of the PhD in NPD. Paris, you have Joe and we have full confidence behind you.
All right, that does make me feel better. There is faith in me. People believe in me.
Yes, we do believe in you. So let's go ahead. Now, the first note, just so everyone knows, Paris has not seen these ahead of time. So she knows she can only get one wrong. If she does that, if she gets one or none wrong, she will achieve the dream. So, Paris, there's 10 questions. I know you haven't seen these ahead of time. The first three questions are words that I want you to define related to NPD. Do you feel ready to do this?
The definitions I'm a little concerned about. That's something I typically struggle with a little more on exams, so I'm kind of excited to get past these three and hopefully.
So you're worried about these three?
A bit, yes. These are probably. I mean, I don't really know what else it contains, but I'm hoping.
They're very difficult.
Oh,
do you feel ready to attack this level of difficulty?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll give it a try.
All right, we'll get straight into it. Paris, what is the definition of flying monkeys?
Okay, I have heard you refer to my father, the narcissist's parents, as flying monkeys. So it's not the narcissist itself, but my understanding, I don't think it's limited to family either. It's basically anybody out there who is aiding the narcissist, who's helping them in their mission to hurt you.
That is correct. You got the first one correct. Yes, a flying monkey is somebody, whether they know it or not, who the narcissist is using to antagonize you, to cause you some type of problem. So that is a flying monkey. Good job, Paris. You got the first one correct.
All right.
Are you ready for number 2?
I'm ready. Let's go for it.
What does no contact mean?
This one, I'm confident in my answer. This one, no contact, is as it sounds. It is basically when you get to the point where you leave the narcissist is not currently like in the picture, and you don't contact them anymore. There is no contact. You give them the silent treatment right back. There's no emails, there's no texts, there's no letters, no phone calls, no whatever other way you can communicate.
Now, what happens if the narcissist doesn't approve of this and they contact you regardless?
You either ignore it or hit the delete button on the email, and whatever it is that you do to it, even if you just keep it in your inbox, you do not reply to it.
Excellent job. You have 2 of 2 correct. For those of you playing at home, yes, no contact means exactly what it says. There is no contact of any sort. So, yes, excellent job, Paris. You got the first and second questions correct. You're on your way to the prestigious PhD in NPD. Are you ready for the third and final definition question?
Yes, I am.
Paris, what is future faking?
Okay, I'm gonna need to think about this one for a second. I've heard you use it before, but it was a while ago. So when we were talking, my understanding of future faking is it's kind of when the narcissist lies about the future. They're faking a future event, and they're in the moment saying they're gonna do something, that you're gonna go to a certain restaurant or you're gonna go on vacation, but next year. So when that next year comes around and nothing happens and you confront them about it, they're going to say, oh, no, that's next year. Like, it's kind of like there's not necessarily, this doesn't even need to be a cycle. It's basically when they lie about something in the moment and then the thing never happens.
Exactly. Yep. They're trying to get something out of you, whether it's just peace or quiet or something more. So they'll tell you something they know you want to hear, but it'll be later in the future so that the narcissist can get what they want now. And you will have to wait for some future date that will almost certainly never materialize. So Paris, yes, you have gotten so far 3 out of 3. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good that I've gotten the definitions out of the way. Those are the ones I was a little concerned about because definitions sometimes throw me off. So I'm ready.
We have 2 multiple choice questions coming up. How do you feel about multiple choice?
Multiple choice, like when I'm taking a test and I see there's multiple choice on it, immediately in a good mood. Like, that is what I like to see.
All right, well, let's see how you do. I'm going to go right ahead. So I'm going to tell you a scenario and then tell you 3 likely responses from the narcissist, and you choose the one that you think the narcissist would do. So, a narcissist gets caught in a lie. He told you he was working late. He actually went out to eat with some friends at the exact restaurant he's been promising to take you to for the last 5 years. When you confront him, what is the most likely scenario? A, he apologizes profusely and tells you he feels horrible. B, poor guy is struck suddenly with acute deafness. He doesn't reply because he obviously can't hear you. C, he informs you how hard he works for the family while you laze around the house all day and spend his money. Paris, what is the narcissist's likely reply to this?
All right, my thought process for this one is like, I had a teacher a few years ago who told me when you have multiple choice, there's always going to be, there usually is going to be at least one that you can just immediately, like one of the options, it's done, it's not it. That's it. In this situation, it's going to be A.
So that would be the narcissist apologizes profusely and tells you he feels horrible. You don't see the narcissist doing that.
No, that is the least likely and the most impossible response in this one. That we're not even going to think about it anymore. It's not going to be that one. For B and C, I could see the narcissist, pretending to be struck deaf. I could see that. But I feel like C, where they somehow find a way to turn it on you and it's somehow because of you or it's your fault, I'm going to say it's going to be C.
Paris, I want to congratulate you on this. Now, for those of you playing at home, We would have accepted both B and C, but I can tell that you are a mature, you have mature knowledge of NPD. You understand the cluster B like other people cannot. So you understand things and you're thinking in that way. You have that extra, yes, they will want to turn this around at you. I'm very, very impressed with this type of knowledge. And somebody so young too. You're gonna be Dr. Paris in no time.
All right, that's a good title. I like that title.
It is a good title. So let's see. Let's go ahead and see how you do with the next multiple choice question. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for this one.
A narcissist accidentally breaks his wife's finger and dislocates his daughter's elbow. Now, this happened at 2 different times. When the wife wanted both injuries looked at by a doctor, what does the narcissist do? Paris, would the narcissist A, in extreme panic and fear, audibly implored for his wife to reconsider? The narcissist was afraid that these accidental incidents would put him in jail for abuse. So that's A. That's one thing the narcissist may do. B, he quickly gets in the car and pulls her on front so he can drive you straight to the emergency room. Or C, he watches medical shows online and wants to treat the injuries himself. What do you think the narcissist would do?
Well, speaking from, unfortunately, very true experience, I'm going to say A.
A, really? So you think that a narcissist would be more concerned with him or herself than the injured party?
No, I don't think this. I know this. I'm confident in this one.
You know, Paris, I have to tell you again, you are correct. And do you know the story behind this?
I do, as a matter of fact. You're talking to one of the people it happened to.
Oh, you're one of the survivors?
Yes, I am. This happened when I was 3 or 4. My dad, the narcissist in this real life scenario, picked me up and he dislocated my elbow. He actually wasn't doing anything bad. It was a genuine accident. He was lifting me up. We were goofing around, playing, and my elbow just decided to leave its socket. I don't know how else to put it. Basically, he dislocated my elbow, and he was not concerned so much for my injury as he was that he was going to be marked as an abuser. He was going to get in trouble. It doesn't matter that I'm hurt. His reputation is on the line.
The same thing happened to me. He accidentally broke my finger, and the same thing when I wanted it looked at. Oh, are you sure? Do you really need to? They're going to think I did this on purpose. You know I didn't do this on purpose. And he didn't. I knew he didn't. But it was almost like there was like this guilty conscience like coming out. But yeah, so if a narcissist injures you and is worried about themselves, that is definitely a red flag.
Yes, I would agree with that one.
All right, Paris, we have moved through the definitions, the multiple choice. We are now on to the true and false portion of the examination. How do you feel now that you have gotten through two of the sections so far?
I'd say I'm officially halfway.
You are
to
officially
my
halfway
PhD.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I have more than a buffer. I'm 50% of the way there. I feel confident.
I wonder if it would be more devastating if you failed, just because you can see it, you can taste it, you can see yourself with that special NPD degree in your hands. Does this put more pressure on you?
It does. It's so close and yet it's still so far.
Exactly, because you cannot afford to get more than one wrong, but we still have several questions to go.
That's true. I'd say we're halfway there, but we still have half of the test in front of me.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and get into this next part, Paris. These are true or false. A narcissist goes to get gas. He slips, falls, and cracks a rib. Would this be something that could happen to your neighborhood narcissist?
Yes, I do. I believe that is a potentially true scenario.
And do you know of this situation?
Yes, I do actually. I not witnessed the actual fall, but I witnessed the downfall after this happened.
Yes, do tell.
All right, so we lost power on Thanksgiving a few years ago. I was about 12, 13 at this point, and the narcissist was getting gas on Thanksgiving, and he tripped and he broke his rib. Now, in the previous question we had, when my elbow was dislocated or my mom's finger was broken, going to the hospital, going to the doctor was not the top priority. But in this situation, obviously, the broken rib was the utmost top priority. So he was ready to be rushed to the hospital.
I gotta tell you guys a little side story that's just kind of funny about this. So he was so afraid that, this is a thing about narcissists, so I'm really curious if you've had this experience as well. They're hypochondriacs. You know, Joe said his ex was like that, my ex was like that. They're so worried about themselves being injured or having some issue. You know, my ex was so afraid when he was like, oh, I think it's my rib and it could be cracked, it could go into my heart. You know, it's always like the worst case scenario. But so we're at the hospital, and it was, guys, this was so funny because a nurse at one point said to him, do you want any pain medication? And my ex wanted this pain medication. So he's like, yes, I'll take the pain medication. And so much time went on. They never brought his pain medication. And every few minutes, my ex would say to me, do you think they forgot about my pain medication? Are they going to give me my pain medication? And then finally somebody came in. I don't even think a doctor ever came in, and they told him that there was really nothing they could do. He could wrap it in an ace bandage, and like they sent him home. So he never got his pain pill. For years later, he would talk about this. I would never go to that hospital again because I didn't get my pain pill. So it was just like funny today to think about that. And as Paris and I do this, we're just trying to make this a little bit of a humorous video. Because I don't know, I just think it helps when you're going through it to have something to laugh about. What do you think, Paris?
I think it like kind of like not necessarily softens the blow, but it makes the healing easier.
Yeah, you know, it's like when you take control of it. So that's basically what we're trying to do here. So Paris, I'm going to have another true or false question for you. How do you feel?
I feel ready.
All right, here we go. A husband and wife both get food poisoning. The suspected narcissist declares that his food poisoning is much worse than his wife's because it was in his system longer. You see, his wife ate the meal and was sick within an hour. Therefore, it was so much worse for him. She could not understand the depths of his pain. Do you think, Paris, that this could be a true story, or do you think, no, of course not, this would never happen?
I'm gonna go again. True.
You're right, Paris. This is a true story. This is a true story that happened at our home in New Hampshire. Do you recall the incident?
Yes, I do. It happened. It was actually our last Christmas.
Yes, it was.
Last Christmas together.
Yes, the narcissist got food poisoning, and he lived up that food poisoning. Do you want to talk about his Christmas incident?
Oh man, yeah. So both my parents got food poisoning on Christmas Eve. Now, my mom had it really, really bad, and then she didn't feel all the way better, but she was like over the worst of it when he started like hitting it hard. And my mom, you know, she's not feeling 100% Christmas morning. She gets up. She's like, oh, do you guys want to open your stockings? She's trying to make Christmas fun for my brother and I. My father, he's not trying to make it fun. He's playing the hero in this situation. He literally is out there, like, limping out of the room, like, talking about how in pain he is. But he's like, no, it's fine, guys. Don't worry about me. Like, he's, like, living this up, like, yes, you were very sick, but you also are not dying. You do, like, he, like, literally just laid on the floor and was, like, weakly, like, trying to open presents when we gave it to him. It was,
if you remember the last time Paris was on, this was an issue with my ex. He would just randomly lay around, like, outside in the yard, inside the house, and he did this when he was sick. He just laid on the floor, and we were supposed to just carry on as normal. It was like very weird.
It was weird. Yeah, it was like, it was awkward too, because it's like, what do you say to that? Like,
are you okay? Do you want to go get in bed? No. Oh, Paris, is that a gift for you? What did you get? Like, it was like that type of thing. And we're all like, what the heck? What do we do?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the narcissist on our last Christmas together. So it was something that we could really remember.
Yeah, it was, it went out with a bang.
Yes, exactly. All right, you guys. So the next one is another true or false one. Now, Paris, do you feel prepared for this?
I feel confident. I'm ready.
Now, this is for the advanced student who understands narcissistic personality disorder. Is that you?
I hope so. I hope so.
All right, Paris. When a narcissist gets angry, their inner demon can emerge. True or false?
This is like, I feel like all of these have been true. I'm going to say again, that is true.
Now, you speak with such authority. How is this possible?
Well, because I've witnessed it. Like when people get mad, they might raise their voice. They'll yell. They could slam a door. Maybe they'll throw something. But they're still just an angry person. With a narcissist, it's like they're not even human anymore. It's like they're a demon all of a sudden. It's their voice will change. They'll just have a different demeanor about them. Like an angry narcissist is scary.
Paris and I both witnessed my ex with a complete voice change. He was angry and his voice, it was not his voice anymore. His mannerisms, like it was a defining moment in my life and in Paris's life. And I had experienced this one time before on the phone, his voice changed, but to see him in person, yeah, that was terrifying. So yes, Paris, you are correct. Now, there are 2 more questions. Now, these are the last 2 on the examination. These will make or break your chances. Are you soon to be Professor Dr. Paris, or will you just be Paris, failure?
I'm gonna hope I'm Professor Doctor. I'm really that's that would be preferable. I don't really like that little failure bit. That's gonna be a little awkward on a resume. So,
all right. Well, let's see. Are you Professor Dr. Paris or not? Okay. For the future Professor Doctor or failure, I'm going to ask you this: is this true or false? Then I'm going to go right into the essay portion. Now, the essay portion is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be a verbal essay. So what you would write, you're going to say. So we're going to go back to back.
all right.
If you get this wrong, we will make a big to-do about how this next question is make or break. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Paris, do you think that this is true? A narcissist may play Mr. Nice Guy or gal in public, but it's always just an act. The real them shows up exclusively for family.
I'm gonna say true.
It's true all the way down, you're right.
Yep, that's gonna be my answer. All of them are true.
Seems that people don't know the narcissist who don't live with them.
Yes, 100%. I've had friends think my dad's a good person, and I'm just like internally like, you don't see him at home, you don't know.
Do your friends think of him as a good person today?
No, they do not. I actually, just last night, I had a conversation where one of my friends, I can't repeat his exact wording, but he was like, your dad is not a good person. And I agreed.
Yes, but look what it's earned you, though. It has earned you. You have one more question. It doesn't even matter if you get this right or not. You can go into this question with extreme ease. You have earned the prestigious PhD and NPD. Before we celebrate, let's see if you can get every single question right.
All right.
Paris, explain in your own words what narcissism does to the family unit.
I mean, this is short and bittersweet. There is no family unit with a narcissist around. They destroy the family. And it doesn't matter if there's one narcissist, if there's 2, if there's 3. It just destroys the family. There is no family unit with a narcissist around.
Are you talking complete annihilation?
Yes, absolutely. Now, there could be, too. I feel like there's some... You can survive it, but the family all together won't. You can survive without the narcissist, and the narcissist, does its narky thing, whatever it is that they do on their, on their days off. But together as a family, no, there's not.
I would concur with that. And now you are Professor Doctor. You are Professor Dr. Paris, the first and only holder of the prestigious PhD and NPD. You earned your PhD. Paris, can we take a photograph of you holding your PhD?
Yes, you can.
Look for that coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Paris has earned the very first in the world PhD. If you played along, did you earn your PhD too? Did you? Joe and I are going to have to just figure out, could we also have the prestigious PhD and MPD? So Paris, when you come back, now we have a formal title for you. It's not my daughter Paris, it's Professor Dr. Paris. So that is your new professional title. Professor Dr. Paris, we will be looking forward to having you on the show again soon to hear your vast knowledge and hear your ideas of how a narcissist might think in their natural environment. What do you think?
I'm all for it. I'm ready. I'm ready for the famous, Professor Doctor life.
Yes, you're a celebrity now. Look at you. We're so proud of you here at Saving Hearts. Thank you for being a part of the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you guys later. I will see you on Friday, and I'll see you on Monday with Joe. And we never know when Paris might be on anytime, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'll be a surprise guest sometime.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Paris. Excuse me, Professor Dr. Professor
Oh,
Dr.
that's
Paris.
true.
Yes, that's her new name. So thank you, Professor Dr. Paris.
Thank you for having me again.